In pharmaceutical manufacturing, the only acceptable outcome when moving a product to a new facility is to be right first time, at commercial scale. Pharmaceutical manufacturers are increasingly decentralizing production. Building a resilient network requires heavy reliance on contract manufacturing organizations and second-source facilities located across the globe. Moving a complex biochemical process across these networks introduces specific points of failure. If a transfer is poorly planned, process variance enters the system. Batches fail, financial costs accumulate in rework, and the supply of medicine to patients is interrupted. Historically, industry teams often treated site validation as a static compliance hurdle. The common habit was to run 3 successful batches, file the paperwork, and assume the process was stable. The data shows this approach rarely sustains quality over the long term. Modern technology transfer is the governed movement of product and process knowledge. Under current FDA, European, ICH, and WHO frameworks, process validation is a continuous, managed lifecycle that spans the entire commercial life of the drug. This training builds the discipline required to design and govern that lifecycle. The objective is to establish an internal capability that remains robust across a global manufacturing network. We examine these mechanics through a fictional case study involving a sending unit, Northwind, and a receiving unit, Cavendish. Assuming that transferring explicit documents is sufficient is a common failure. Standard operating procedures and batch records alone leave gaps in operational capability. The ICH Q10 framework identifies knowledge management as the actual payload of the transfer. This payload includes tacit knowledge, the unwritten experience and technical know-how developed by operators at Northwind. This must be deliberately captured and shared with Cavendish. This combined expertise is compiled into a development data package. It includes formulation rationales, design of experiments, and a history of known failure modes. Transferring total process understanding prevents the receiving site from starting from scratch. It provides the context required to maintain quality during scale-up. We structure this process understanding using the Quality by Design framework defined in ICH Q8. The logic chain begins with the Quality Target Product Profile, or QTPP, which defines performance requirements for the patient. The QTPP dictates the critical quality attributes. These are the physical and chemical properties the product must have to be considered safe and effective. To meet these attributes, we identify critical process parameters, specific speeds, temperatures, or times directly influencing product quality during manufacturing. These parameters are tested to find their mathematical boundaries, resulting in a defined design space where quality is statistically guaranteed. This chain culminates in the final control strategy, the set of planned controls that govern commercial manufacturing. The core requirement of this architecture is traceability. Every step in the chain provides the data-backed justification for the step that follows it. This traceable rationale ensures that the receiving facility can reproduce the exact same product quality as the sending site, regardless of differences in local equipment. Treating validation as a finish line defined by 3 arbitrary batches creates a static and incomplete view of process stability. Current FDA and EMA guidelines have replaced this outlook with a 3-stage process validation lifecycle. Stage 1 is process design. We use risk assessment and design of experiments to build the control strategy and define the commercial process. In Stage 2, process qualification, we execute batches at the new facility to confirm the commercial process is reproducible. The number of qualification batches in Stage 2 is determined by statistical confidence and a documented rationale. It is no longer a fixed industry habit. Once the process is qualified, it enters Stage 3, continued process verification. Stage 3 uses statistical monitoring of process data to detect variance early, allowing for active management of the process over the product's entire lifespan. Validation is an ongoing cycle. It is a continuous loop of design, qualification, and active verification. Governing this lifecycle across a global supply chain requires a specific organizational structure. CMC manages process knowledge, quality assurance handles release, validation executes qualification, and regulatory affairs coordinates filings. Sites must establish formal quality and technical agreements before work begins. These define GMP responsibilities and process specifications for the sending and receiving units. Analytical method transfer is a prerequisite for the process transfer itself. Teams choose between comparative testing, co-validation, revalidation, or a waiver based on a risk assessment of the method's complexity. This analytical work must run in parallel with the process transfer. Process fit cannot be proven if the receiving laboratory cannot reliably measure the product. Even after launch, products undergo change. The ICH Q12 framework provides the tools necessary to manage these lifecycle changes systematically. A post-approval change management protocol allows manufacturers to agree on the data required for future updates with regulators in advance. These frameworks provide the operational structure needed to meet FDA, EU, ICH, and WITO standards. A technology transfer is architected through three core elements: the knowledge payload between sites, the quality by design logic chain, and the three-stage validation lifecycle. This architecture serves a specific operational purpose. The ultimate objective is a state of control. This is a condition where a process consistently operates within its mathematically justified limits to produce a drug that meets its quality requirements. This course breaks this architecture into 8 modules, beginning with a detailed look at the regulatory landscape before moving into transfer execution and lifecycle management. This training provides educational frameworks only. It is not a substitute for legal or regulatory advice. Completing these modules does not certify an individual, a site, or a product. These processes must be executed through a validated pharmaceutical quality system. We will begin with Module 1, mapping the regulatory frameworks and applying these concepts to your manufacturing network. Building this internal capability is the primary way to protect the patient and secure the pharmaceutical supply chain.